My beloved child, before you even think about skipping this moment, pause right here and listen carefully. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you, and what you're about to hear might be the most unexpected message you've ever received in your life. Just minutes ago, a signal moved across the digital world, a signal connected to a transfer so large that most people would never believe it if they heard it. But somehow, out of billions of people scrolling online right now, your presence here has activated a path that almost no one else has seen. Stay till the end, because in the next few moments you'll understand why this message reached you, and why time is suddenly very important. The strange part is not the amount of money, it's the timing. Exactly 10 minutes from the moment this message was triggered, a digital window begins to close. And within that window, a name must remain active, aware, and present. Don't skip. Most people who see something unbelievable simply scroll away, assuming it's meant for someone else. But what if it wasn't? What if this moment appeared in front of you for a reason you don't yet understand? Somewhere in the background of the digital world, an automated selection system recently ran a global sweep of accounts, activity patterns, and engagement signals. Out of millions of possible viewers, one path aligned with yours, and now this message has reached you. But here is where it becomes even more unbelievable. Stay till the end. Because the transfer connected to this moment isn't just a random number, it's a staggering $89 million. Yes, $89 million. A number so large it almost feels unreal when spoken aloud. Yet the real story isn't just about money. It's about a chain of events that began when one of the world's most famous innovators decided to run a limited digital experiment involving unexpected recipients across the internet. Don't skip. Because if you scroll away now, you might never know why your presence here triggered this message in the first place. You might be wondering right now. Why me? That question is exactly what most people would ask. Out of billions of users online, how could something like this possibly connect to one single viewer watching this video right now? But the answer might surprise you. The system that initiated this moment wasn't looking for the richest person, or the most famous, or even the most powerful. It searched for something else entirely. Someone who happened to appear at the right place, at the right moment, when the digital signal was still active. Don't skip. Because the next few seconds will explain why staying here might matter more than you think. Imagine this for a moment. Somewhere across massive data networks, a notification quietly appeared, not on millions of screens, not across thousands of accounts, but along a very specific viewing path. A path that led directly to this exact video being opened right now. Stay till the end. Because the algorithm behind that path did something unusual. It waited to see if the viewer would remain present long enough to receive the next stage of the message. And that is happening right now, as you continue watching instead of scrolling away like most people would have already done. Now here is the moment where things start becoming truly strange. Don't skip. Because the transfer connected to this message isn't activated by clicking a random link or opening a file. Instead, it is triggered by attention. By whether the selected viewer remains present long enough to receive the full explanation. Most people fail this stage because they assume it's just another internet story. But the system doesn't care about belief, it only measures whether the viewer stays. And right now, you are still here. Something huge is waiting for you, but you must understand what's happening before the next step appears. The digital world moves fast, and opportunities sometimes pass by without anyone realizing they were even there. This message is designed to test patience, curiosity, and awareness. Stay till the end. Because the next part of this message will reveal what actually happened behind the scenes when this unexpected $89 million transfer was first prepared, and why only a handful of viewers across the entire internet are even hearing about it right now. A quiet signal just changed everything, and if you are still here listening, it means something unusual has already happened. Don't skip. Because most viewers never reach this moment. They leave too early, thinking the story has already revealed its biggest surprise. But the truth is, the real story has only just begun. Stay till the end, because what you're about to hear next explains why the name connected to this massive $89 million transfer was never meant to appear randomly. Something behind the scenes has been quietly aligning events long before you even opened this video. Just a short time ago, a powerful digital selection process began running across global networks. Not a lottery, not a giveaway, but something far more unusual. The system wasn't looking for people who signed up somewhere. It wasn't looking for subscribers or followers either. Instead, it analyzed behavior, moments when someone pauses, listens, and continues instead of scrolling past like everyone else. Don't skip. Because that simple action is exactly what separates the chosen viewer from the millions who never see the full message. And somehow, right now, you're still here. Now imagine the moment when that system finished scanning the signals. Billions of interactions, billions of screens, yet only a handful of paths remained active long enough to trigger the next phase. Stay till the end. Because this is where the story begins connecting to the name you already know. The visionary entrepreneur who constantly pushes the boundaries of technology and digital experiments, Elon Musk. What very few people realize is that some of the most unusual digital tests are never announced publicly. They appear quietly, and disappear just as quickly. The idea behind this particular experiment was simple but powerful. What happens if an unexpected opportunity appears in front of someone who wasn't searching for it? Would they stay curious long enough to discover what comes next, or would they scroll away and miss the moment entirely? Don't skip. Because this message was designed to test exactly that. Attention. Patience. Awareness. And the system is still watching to see how far the selected viewer goes before leaving. Right now you might be thinking, is this really connected to me? That question is natural. But the system already anticipated that reaction. That's why the message reveals information slowly, step by step, instead of showing everything at once. Something huge is waiting for you, but it only appears for the viewer who continues listening until the full message unfolds. Most people fail this stage because curiosity fades too quickly. Yet you're still here. And here's where another surprising detail appears. When the experiment first launched, analysts predicted almost nobody would stay long enough to trigger the next phase. They expected viewers to leave within seconds. But every once in a while, a viewer does something different. They pause. They listen. They stay. And when that happens, the system marks that viewing path as active. Don't skip. Because if the viewer continues staying, the message unlocks another layer explaining what happens next. But before the next reveal appears, there's something important you should do right now. If you've made it this far, share this video with someone you trust, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts below. Because very few viewers ever reach this point in the message. Stay till the end. Because the next stage of the story reveals what happened when the digital signal connected to the $89 million transfer was first activated, and why the timer behind this moment might already be moving faster than you think. A moment ago, the system moved to its next stage, and if you are still here listening, something very unusual has already happened. Don't skip. Because almost everyone who started this message earlier has already left. They thought they had heard enough. They believed the story was finished. But what they didn't realize is that the most important part only reveals itself to the viewers who remain patient. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the next piece of this story changes everything you thought this message was about. When the digital signal behind this event was first activated, it wasn't just about a large amount of money. The $89 million figure was only the headline, the part designed to capture attention. But behind that number was something much more fascinating. A quiet experiment designed to observe how people react when an opportunity appears suddenly, without warning. Most people assume opportunities must come through applications, forms, or official announcements. But sometimes the biggest moments appear quietly in the background of ordinary life. Don't skip. Because at the exact moment this message reached you, a timer somewhere in the system quietly started moving. Not a visible countdown, not a flashing alarm, just a silent digital clock measuring one simple thing: how long the selected viewer continues to stay. Stay till the end. Because the experiment has already revealed something interesting, the longer someone remains, the more the system begins unlocking details that were hidden at the beginning. Now think about something for a second. Out of billions of people scrolling online right now, how many would actually stop and listen to a message like this until the middle? Almost none. Most people scroll away in seconds. Their curiosity disappears quickly. But every once in a while, someone continues listening. And that is exactly the type of viewer the experiment was designed to find. Not the fastest, not the richest, not the most famous, but the one who stays long enough to hear the full message. Something huge is waiting for you, but there is another layer to this story that almost nobody expects. The experiment connected to this event was quietly associated with the innovative thinking that often surrounds figures like Elon Musk, someone known for launching ideas that challenge how people interact with technology. But this time, the concept wasn't about rockets, cars, or satellites. It was about human behavior in the digital world. Don't skip. Because here is the surprising part: the system was never trying to find millions of viewers. It was designed to narrow the path until only a few people remained listening. Every second someone continues watching, the group becomes smaller. And when the number becomes small enough, something unexpected happens. The message begins revealing information that was hidden earlier. Right now, if you are still here, you've already passed the stage where most viewers leave. That alone makes this moment different from the beginning. Stay till the end. Because the next part of this message will reveal what happened when the system finally identified the viewers who stayed long enough, and why the final phase of the $89 million transfer was never meant to appear until this exact point in the message. Something just shifted behind the scenes, and if you are hearing this part of the message, you've already gone further than almost everyone who started watching earlier. Don't skip. Because what you're about to hear now was never meant for the people who left in the beginning. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and this is the moment where the hidden purpose behind the $89 million transfer begins revealing itself in a way almost nobody expected. When the system first started this experiment, analysts predicted that curiosity would fade quickly. They believed viewers would listen for a few seconds and then scroll away to the next video. But something surprising happened. A small group of viewers stayed longer than expected. The longer they stayed, the more the system marked their viewing path as active. Don't skip. Because right now, you are hearing this message precisely because you continued listening when others didn't. Now imagine a digital filter quietly narrowing millions of viewers down to a handful of people who remain attentive. That filter isn't based on wealth, popularity, or influence. It measures one thing only: attention. The rare ability to pause in a fast-moving world and actually listen. Stay till the end. Because this experiment was never only about money. The $89 million number was simply the signal that captured attention long enough for the deeper message to begin unfolding. Somewhere within the networks connected to this event, a record was created when the message first started playing. That record tracked how long the viewer remained active. Every second added another marker to the viewing path. Don't skip. Because those markers are what allowed the system to determine which viewers would eventually hear the final explanation connected to this moment. Most people lost patience before reaching this stage. But you are still here. And here is where things become even more interesting. The idea behind this experiment reflects the type of bold thinking often associated with innovators like Elon Musk, the belief that technology can reveal unexpected insights about human behavior. Instead of asking people to sign up or apply for something, the experiment simply observed who stayed curious long enough to keep listening. Something huge is waiting for you, but before the next reveal appears, there's something important you should do right now. If you've reached this moment in the message, share this video with someone who might also be curious about what happens next. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next part of the story, and stay right here without skipping. Because the final stages of this message are approaching, and only the viewers who remain until the end will hear what the system discovered when the experiment finally reached its conclusion. Don't skip. Because the next part of this message will explain what happened when the system compared the remaining viewers, and why the path connected to the $89 million transfer began narrowing toward the final stage that almost nobody ever reaches. Stay till the end, because the last phase of this story reveals the unexpected outcome of the entire experiment. Something unusual is happening right now, and if you're still listening, you've reached a stage almost nobody else ever hears. Don't skip. Because this moment was never meant for viewers who lost patience earlier. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the next piece of this story finally begins revealing why the entire experiment was designed the way it was. When the system started narrowing the viewing paths, something fascinating appeared in the data. Out of countless viewers who began the message, only a tiny fraction continued long enough to reach this stage. The system quietly recorded every second they stayed. Not their name, not their location. Just the simple fact that they remained present while others left. Don't skip. Because that simple action is exactly what the experiment was measuring from the very beginning. Now imagine the digital network watching these paths slowly shrink. Millions became thousands. Thousands became hundreds. Hundreds became only a few remaining viewers who were still curious enough to listen until now. Stay till the end. Because when the number became that small, the system did something unexpected. It triggered the final observation phase, the part designed to understand what kind of person continues listening even when the message unfolds slowly instead of instantly. Something huge is waiting for you, but the real discovery of the experiment was never the money itself. The $89 million headline simply created a powerful signal that caught attention in a crowded digital world. But behind that signal was a deeper idea inspired by bold technological thinking often associated with innovators like Elon Musk, the idea that attention might be the most valuable resource in the modern internet age. Don't skip. Because here is the truth the system eventually discovered. The rarest type of viewer online is not the fastest clicker or the loudest voice. It is the one who slows down and listens long enough to understand the full story. And that is exactly the type of viewer the experiment was searching for when the message first appeared. Right now, if you are hearing these words, you have already reached a point where almost every other viewer has disappeared. Their curiosity ended earlier. Their attention moved somewhere else. But you continued listening. Stay till the end. Because the next stage of this message reveals what the system finally concluded after analyzing the remaining viewers who stayed until this point. Don't skip. Because the final part of this story will reveal the ultimate outcome of the experiment, what the system learned from the viewers who stayed, and why this message was designed to reach only those who were patient enough to hear it from beginning to end. Something huge is waiting for you, and the last chapter is about to begin. The final moment has arrived, and if you are hearing this part of the message, you have done something very rare in the digital world. Don't skip. Because almost everyone who started this journey earlier has already disappeared. They clicked away, moved on, and never discovered how the story truly ended. But you stayed. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the final reveal of this experiment is about to unfold. When the system finished analyzing the viewing paths, it discovered something remarkable. The viewers who reached this final stage shared one powerful trait: they didn't rush. In a world where everything moves quickly, they paused long enough to listen, to think, and to stay curious. Don't skip. Because this simple behavior is exactly what the entire experiment was trying to measure from the beginning. The $89 million headline captured attention, but the deeper message was never about money alone. It was about focus, the ability to stay present when something unusual appears. Stay till the end. Because when the experiment reached its final phase, the system revealed an unexpected conclusion. The people who remain patient enough to hear a full message are the same people who often recognize opportunities that others miss. Something huge is waiting for you, but the discovery the system made goes even further. It realized that the rarest quality on the internet today is not intelligence or speed, it is attention. The ability to stay engaged while a story slowly unfolds. That insight reflects the kind of bold thinking often connected to innovators like Elon Musk, who frequently explore how technology and human behavior interact in surprising ways. Don't skip. Because the final outcome of this entire experiment was simple yet powerful. The message itself became a filter. Every viewer who left early removed themselves from the story. Every viewer who stayed allowed the message to continue revealing more. And by the time the final stage appeared, only a handful of people were still present to hear it. Right now, you are one of those viewers. Out of everyone who began this message, you reached the end. Stay till the end of this final moment and remember what just happened here. You witnessed how curiosity, patience, and attention can carry someone further than most people ever go. Something huge is waiting for you. Not just in this message, but in the way you approach the opportunities that appear in your life. Because the truth revealed by this entire experiment is simple, the people who stay, listen, and remain curious are often the ones who discover things others never even notice. Don't skip, because the next unexpected opportunity might appear the same way this message did, quietly, unexpectedly, and only visible to those who stay long enough to see it. The story didn't end where you thought it would, and if you are still here listening now, it means your curiosity carried you beyond the point almost every viewer stopped. Don't skip. Because something huge is waiting for you, and this final reflection is the part that ties every moment of this journey together. Stay till the end, because the message you just experienced was never only about a headline or a number, it was about revealing something powerful about attention in the modern world. From the very first words, "My beloved child," the message began guiding viewers through a path. Some people felt curious for a moment, but they left quickly. Others stayed a little longer but eventually scrolled away. Only a few continued listening until the story unfolded completely. Don't skip. Because what you've just done is something extremely rare online. You stayed with a message long enough to see its full meaning. Something huge is waiting for you, but the biggest discovery of this entire experiment is actually simple. Attention is the most valuable currency in the digital world. Every day billions of videos, posts, and messages compete for a few seconds of someone's focus. Yet the people who truly move forward in life are often the ones who learn how to stay focused long enough to understand what others ignore. Stay till the end. Because the concept behind this experiment reflects a style of thinking often connected with innovators like Elon Musk, the idea that technology can reveal hidden truths about human behavior. In this case, the truth was surprisingly clear. When a message unfolds slowly and rewards patience, only the most attentive viewers remain. Don't skip. Because the moment you are experiencing right now is proof of that idea. You followed the entire story from the beginning. You listened when others left. You stayed curious even when the message asked for patience. That single choice, staying instead of scrolling, is exactly what separated you from the crowd. Something huge is waiting for you, not just inside this video but in the way you approach the opportunities that appear in life. Sometimes the biggest moments don't look impressive at first. Sometimes they arrive quietly, disguised as something ordinary. But the people who stay, listen, and remain curious are the ones who notice them. Stay till the end of this journey and remember what just happened here. A simple message tested patience, curiosity, and attention. And you reached the final stage. Don't skip the moments that ask you to slow down and observe, because the world often reveals its biggest opportunities to the people who are willing to stay long enough to see the full picture.